that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that they're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh no! By the way,
they got deals too with all of this Burisma stuff, all these oligarchs, all these different kind of oligarchs. They're not going to go to jail. It's just going to be Hunter. I'm going to be very clear. I don't know Joe Biden. I don't like these people. These are my friends, okay? I would feel the same way too. That's my kid. Like, no. Why do I got to take the hit?
Well, 2028 is going to be another presidential election, and I think everybody needs to start campaigning now. And the way they start campaigning now is by making real connections with people, right? I think, Gavin Newsom has been doing a phenomenal job in the media because he goes on Fox News. He did the debate with Ron DeSantis. He has his own podcast, Politicking, with Marshawn Lynch, and everything he does, he's able to make a story. Like, I think last week he was in California, in the counties that flipped red for Trump, and he was just down there speaking to them, and that became news. And I think when you have your own podcast and when you're not afraid...
Right, so he's definitely right about that. And what I will say is, two people, Josh Shapiro and Gavin Newsom, they know how to work a crowd. I covered Josh Shapiro on the show before. He's a charmer, everything else. The guy is diabolical. He's duplicitous, but you wouldn't be able to tell. And the same thing with Gavin. You would think that his state is perfection for how he shines and smiles and works the crowd. Things are a mess over there, but people aren't talking about that. They like connecting with him, right? Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, Kamala didn't have it, and that's a problem.
Afraid to go in so-called enemy territory, you make a real connection with people. And it's the same thing with somebody like Nikki Haley. She got a radio show right now, so now she's able to engage this audience every single week.
Who's really good at that? Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, Pete is Pete is a politician who comes to Breakfast Club when he doesn't need us. He comes to Breakfast Club just to make a connection with people. He'll be there next.
To talk to people, but then not talk about the regulations that, the things that were done in our transportation department. I don't cover that stuff anymore, but the kind of gas that we're using now that I think is messing up engines back and forth, the speed trap lights and everything. Yeah. See, that's why part of it, this is why it's a shame. Emotions are a real thing. And so people want to feel accepted. They want to have a hug from their politician. Well, the politician is signing things that are detrimental to the American citizen. But he's right. It works. So now you can get over and do whatever you want because Kamala couldn't even pretend. And that's the problem.
On this moral high ground all the time. And, they act so self-righteous. The reality is he didn't have to say anything in regards to, whether or not, his son wanted to be pardoned. He could have said, hey, man, I'm not focused on that right now. But since they were calling Trump a threat to democracy and they were saying that, nobody's above the law, but they were speaking about him, that's what they were running on. So when he kept saying things like, nobody's above the law, I respect, the jury's decision in regards to my son, he didn't believe that. But he didn't have to volunteer that lie to begin with.
I'm going to stop you for a second.
Uh-oh.
Only because you don't know that it was a lie. We don't know why he changed
You really think he just changed his mind over Thanksgiving weekend all of a sudden?
No, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he changed his mind because he got sick of watching everybody else get over. And this is just my feeling, because at some point you get to the place where you just go, so I'm just going to follow the straight and narrow always, because that's what's expected of Democrats.
But that's their fault. They're the ones that go out there and they stand on this moral high ground. Listen, they don't have to do that.
I'm a Democrat. Tell me what the moral high ground is.
The moral high ground is nobody's above the law. I respect what the jurors are saying. He don't have to do that.
So we're mad at him because he changed his.
Oh, no. By the way, I'm not mad at him pardoning Hunter Biden.
But you sound like you're mad.
No.
If I can get in on this, I actually think it went further, and this is one thing we really disagree on.
Okay, before Alyssa, I know she's been definitely, exuding her now found supremacy, her MAGA supremacy on the stage, right? We have to let Alyssa talk. No, but anyway, a little jokey joke. So let's go back to what was said there. Now, number one, both of them. You know what's funny? I actually agree with both of them. I do. Number one, with Charlamagne, he's right. Democrats were doing this thing that we're so good. I'm not with that kind of fake messaging. I can't tell you that I'm that good. I, in fact, tell people I'm not good, right? Just so that, like, I'm not saying I'm bad, but I'm not perfect, man. I'm not righteous. I'm not pious. I'm just trying to do the best I can in the name of God, right? But Democrats do this thing where it's like, yeah, we do the straight and narrow. What did Whoopi just say? That he does the straight and narrow always. Yo, that always that you toss in there, right? You just lied to your audience because it's not always. We know there's Burisma. We know there's, the oligarchs in China. I mean, there was a time where Biden was sending our oil to China from our reserves, right? So anyway, okay, there's no always. Everybody has a bit of corruption in them. So for her to say something like that, that's why it goes back to what he's saying. Y'all didn't have to say all that, but they did because they were busy playing the good guys for 4 years. But the thing is about a wound, I don't care what Band-Aid you put on a wound, it's superficial and it's still growing, breaking down deep inside while you just put a little Band-Aid on it, all right? People didn't care about your fake morality. They said, where's the money? They said, something's not adding up. They said, too many illegals in here. Okay, now, coming back to it. And a lot of people said, we don't like the way how you bomb Gaza. A lot of Muslims. Kamala played herself. A lot of Muslims, they stayed abstinent from voting, right? They did not vote for Democrat at all. And it was so bad that Kamala was sending text messages saying, Bismillah. Hi, my name is Kamala Harris. Yeah. Okay. You better listen to the people. Nobody wants war and funding all kinds of things. Nobody wants it. Now you had to play yourself. Okay, so coming back to it, they're not righteous. They pretended to be, they're not. Nobody is. But Whoopi, I'm actually not mad at Whoopi. I feel the same way. When you look behind and you see who's really running the country, how the country is running, everybody's got our country is like a buffet. Everybody's here for the taking. I'm not doom and gloom. I think that one day things will be better, and we just have to be aware of these things and see how we can fight it, right? But the people doing corruption in our country, who they got deals too with all of this Burisma stuff, all these oligarchs, all these different kind of oligarchs, they're not going to go to jail. It's just going to be Hunter. I'm going to be very clear. I don't know Joe Biden. I don't like these people. These are my friends, okay? I would feel the same way, too. That's my kid. Like, I'm not, no. Why do I got to take the hit? Why do I have to take the hit while you guys are still eating? And I have to take the hit? So I get it. She's never going to say what I just said. But she says that he's such a good guy that he shouldn't have to do it again. She's lying to you.
Explain to me why it is that when Joe Biden does something, everybody clutches their pearls. He's wrong.
Nobody
he lied.
criticized Donald Trump more than me or Charlamagne Tha God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, people have criticized him more. I've criticized him more. We've all criticized him more. But you're missing my question. Okay. My question is, what is it that makes people flip out with Joe, but we don't have the same kind of thing?
Well, I don't think people are flipping out with Joe. I think Democrats are flipping out with Joe because Democrats believe that they don't represent what he's currently representing. But that's just not true. That's why I say they stand on this moral high ground that simply does not exist. And I think this is also the problem when we pick sides, right? We've turned political parties into teams. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Ain't nobody more delusional than me, right? Okay? I feel like we're going to the Super Bowl every year, but I'm not delusional. Well, no, that is delusional. But when it comes... But when it comes to political parties, if you pick a side, right, if you say you're a Democrat, if you say you're a Republican, you refuse to be objective about anything.
That's why I'm an independent.
Yes, but
I think that's the best way to go.
But that's not a monolith. We're not, Democrats are not a monolith.
But why can't you say when Democrats are wrong? And why can't Republicans say when Republicans are wrong?
I'll tell you when Democrats are
wrong.
wrong.
So you don't think Joe Biden is wrong?
No, I don't. And can I just point this out to you? The president has a part in power, right?
Okay. Before Sunny starts to become the witch she is, the other lady who I never know her name, I literally know everybody else's name but her. Drop a comment below, let me know. I'm an independent. No, you're not. Girl, bye. You are far left, okay? You think that Christian churches should have some sort of LGBT section in it, okay? Stop it. That's radical, okay? You say because you're a Christian, everything goes, right? I'm not judging people, but you stand on nothing. Stop it, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I hate when people do that. I'm independent. No, you're not. You're a fence sitter. You're scared to make your own decisions because you want to be with the cool crowd. We have too much of that in this country, and this is why a lot of stuff doesn't get done. Because you're going to be hated when you actually start doing things. The inconvenient truth comes with hate. But somebody has to say it. Anyway, but yeah, you know, I don't know why Whoopi's having this hard time. Again, the Democrats are good people. And what he's saying about the whole divide, he's right. Because in 2022, that was me. I didn't want to hear anything a Democrat had to say. Nothing. It wasn't until last year when I saw how much of our money was going into this foreign situation, this foreign genocide in Gaza. I was like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And I started to look at policies and different things. And I'm like, and then I had leftists telling me what was going on. I don't want to get to stay on that. You know what I mean? Because this is not that episode. But people need to start talking. That whole thing about, oh, I don't want to hear what what you just said. You just said something I don't like. So now I'm not going to follow you. I'm not going to listen to you. You're not, it's not what, echo chambers are dangerous. Very dangerous. And on this channel, there's no echo chambers here.
I didn't say you were ridiculous, Ms. Goldberg. I would never, I said that, I just think that's
Think
ridiculous.
about it. Just think about it this way.
I mean, I do like that. I cannot stand these women. I hate what Whoopi's becoming. We can end it there. I really do. I can't stand what Whoopi's become because she's so, I mean, even her hair is communistic. And then she doesn't tell the truth about everything. But I mean, I guess at her age, she's looking like, look, I'm not going to be going to, he already sent me to a museum. Anyway, I don't blame her. So you know what? We'll just leave it there. That was a nice little moment. Hey, arguments have to happen. And I will say, this was actually not as bad as what I thought it was going to be when I heard about it. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.